Are you the best hooper in your family?
Yes, no question. I mean, my brother and my dad, they're pretty decent, but I think I'm number one. According to the driveway games, I'm definitely first right now. They're a close second, but I'm first. Yeah, there's Kyndal Walker, and I'm on the spot. Hi, my name is Kyndal Walker. I'm a high school player here at St. John's College High School. I'm a point guard slash shooting guard, combo guard. And I am now 16 years old, junior in high school, and I'm looking to keep winning and getting better. My love for basketball started a couple years ago when my dad used to coach my brother for his AAU program, and I kind of just come in and be the kid in the corner that kind of just watch. But then after a while, I started doing the drills they were doing, and I kind of turned to the spotlight of the practice. There are a couple times where I practice with the boys, where I join different boys teams just to get stronger, and compete with them. And then I kind of just fell in love with it because initially I was a soccer player, but I just fell in love with basketball, and it just became my thing. I think it just naturally happened for me for the most part. It wasn't something that was super hard. I kind of just naturally learned it over time. My dad helped me a lot with a lot of my training. Never really had like an official trainer, so a lot of stuff was just on my own or watching from my brother. So I give credit to my family definitely for helping me with all the training. It's definitely made me be a better person and a better player. Yeah, I had a couple of options. Things didn't work out for other places, and I just felt St. John's was a home for me. It was a place where I'd be challenged not only in basketball but in school. I wanted to join a winning program, as they were losing, the number one player in the country and Azzi Fudd. I felt that I could come in and, maybe not be the same player as her, but, fill her shoes in my own way. And just take over a winning program and, just like we did last year, win the championship. It means a lot. There's a bunch of great players who've walked through here, especially in my position. Especially one of them just won, WNBA championship and Aisha Shepherd. There's a couple of great players who've walked through here. And when you go on St. John's or people hear about you going there, you always have a target on your back, regardless of what sport you play, because we win in a lot of things. And it's always a challenge just being a part of the program. So I love challenges, and being here is definitely great for me. It means a lot. I definitely want to see myself somewhere here, eventually down the line. It's an honor when you're honored anywhere. College, high school, shoot, even middle school. Just seeing your name somewhere just lets you feel accomplished. I feel like you left an impact on the school, which is always something you want to do. So it's definitely something I look at from time to time when I walk past, going to our locker room. It's just great thing to see because there's a lot of people that have done a lot of great things. Hopefully I could be one of them. Well, I definitely look up to LeBron. That's my favorite athlete of all time, just as not even more than a player, just as a person, how he could give back to his community, and hopefully one day I'm in that position too. But in terms of game-wise, I definitely look up to Kalia Copper on the Chicago Sky. I like to model my game after her a little bit. And on the NBA side, I look up to Ja Morant, of course, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. They're both pretty underrated in my opinion, but I feel like kind of the same style of play in terms of all three of them. So just take a little piece of their game, and try and implement it to my own and, become my own person. So God's always first. And then probably my dad and my brother. I definitely give them a lot of credit because they pushed me a lot, especially with my mom passing. They've stepped up for me. And also my angels, my mom and my grandpa, they give me the strength and give me motivation to, come here and be here every day, even on days when I don't feel like it. So there's definitely people who, inspire me, and they've left their own legacies. So, I always want to be number one in everything. So hopefully I'll surpass them. But, it's definitely a great thing. Yeah, I'm not really ready, to be honest, just because the first year, with COVID being, taking over my first freshman year, I didn't really have a season. I mean, we made it play like 3 games, 3 or 4, something like that. So, last year was really like my first year being in the WCAC conference, somewhat normal, still not fully. But now, this kind of just got to step up and just move forward with the pace. Time's not going to wait for you, so you kind of just got to go along with it. But it's definitely exciting, and I'll hopefully get into college decisions and stuff like that soon. Definitely to win a championship, but also just to grow. Doesn't really have to be necessarily as a player. Definitely I do want to grow as a player, but I just want to develop my game and develop myself as a person just to get ready for college, because college is a big task, and I know that. But being here at St. John's is also kind of like being at a college, the way Coach Scribner and the coaches prepare us for stuff. So I feel that's going to make it a whole lot easier for me. And next year I'm not too worried about, I'm not a big person on stats or anything. As long as it results in wins, I'm going to do whatever I have to do to get that. I'm interested in, all the colleges. I'm kind of targeting Power 5 schools right now. I haven't narrowed down my list yet or anything, so, everything's still open for me. And probably over the spring, I'll probably cut it down to, where I feel comfortable. And now I'm just waiting it out and just still enjoying the process, because, it's a blessing at the end of the day. So I'm just happy being in the position I'm in. The next step is just, being even more of a vocal leader. I lead a lot by my play, which is something I've always kind of just naturally did. And I'm naturally, I wouldn't say a quiet person, but I'm not the big extrovert, rah-rah type of player. So just add a little bit of that to my game, in my own way. It doesn't have to be, like anyone else. Just doing my own thing and growing as a leader, talking, being more demanding, and just getting what I want out of the team, especially as a point guard. It's my job to lead and be secondary coach. So as long as I'm doing that, I think that's going to be my biggest step, and my game will just follow. I just say the pace of the game. I always play at a faster pace, but WCAC, nobody's waiting for you. You just gotta be ready. There's no possessions or on offense or defense that you just fall asleep, because people are coming after you. I know most of the people in the conference, and most of them know me, so it's kind of like a personal thing in the conference, because everyone wants those bragging rights. Everyone wants to be at the top, so you gotta work for it. And just the physicality. Everyone's always bumping and pushing and whatever, but the refs aren't always going to be on your side. They're not really on mine either, but it's so good. So just growing with the physicality of the game and the pace, it's definitely something I've adjusted to. It's helped me out a lot. Biggest challenges on the court, I'm not too sure. I feel like everything is a challenge in general. I feel like if you're not willing to challenge yourself in every aspect of the game, there's no way for you to grow. So I challenge myself every day, whether it be to hold the person I'm guarding to 10 points or 5 points, or if my goal is to score 15, or take 2 charges. I always set a new challenge for myself. So it changes for every game. I always have a new opponent, but my challenge is to keep the same 3 E's: energy, effort, and enthusiasm. And just keep doing my controllables, because that's all you can really ask for. I've been most proud of my discipline. When you get on the court, it's kind of like your sanctuary, especially for me. There's a lot of outside noise, outside issues, outside things that are always going to happen and interfere with you. But staying focused, not letting, antics or anything else get into my head, and just playing my game. I feel like I don't change for anything. I don't change my demeanor for anything. I just stay kind of calm and collected, because, when you get too overjoyed or, get too excited, that's when you start to either try and do too much or start messing up. So just staying level-headed, I say it's like something that I'm really good at. Well, Azzi Fudd. That was my welcoming moment my freshman year. Obviously I talked my smack a little bit, but I wasn't doing too much. But I just tried my best. And as the number one player in the country, it's kind of hard not to want to take anything from her. In terms of just getting more knowledge on how to be a better player. And with her dad also being a coach, kind of try and pick his brain when I can, and just ask for different tips of assistance because, she could do whatever she wanted on the court, and it's tough going against it, but you just gotta try your best. So that was a good challenge for me. Favorite basketball moment so far, I'd say it's definitely the championship, especially last year, considering all the different things that were going on with the team, personal family matters and injuries, and different things like that. And especially for me personally, with my own outside issues, just continuing to push forward, just doing things for, people I love, and them giving me the strength to be on the court and then win the championship. Just felt like everything just paid off for me. And we'll continue to keep going, and hopefully go back and keep going for wins. So I'm looking forward to competing. I'm looking forward to stepping into a leadership role. I'm looking forward to just growing with the team, making new bonds and being that Azzi for the upcoming players, being that, great player that could help others, and help the freshmen or the sophomores or whatever, just grow as a player. Just leaving my all on the court, considering it would be my last year. Just becoming a better player overall. Just keep working on my strengths, keep working on, different finishes, different shooting motions, different things like that, because you can always get better. So, I mostly Netflix. Do a lot of Netflix watching. I do a little bit of art sometimes too. That's something I'm good at. And I'm very creative in terms of like fashion and designing and stuff. So sometimes like I'll make my own shirts or my own hoodies or whatever back at home, or I'll paint some shoes. It's always something like that. So I just find little things to keep me going. And other than that, I'm probably sleeping. So yeah. So before games, I usually will first put some stuff on my knees to get my knees ready and going because tendonitis and stuff, it's not something to play with. So I like to take my warm-ups very seriously. So I'll do a little bit of rolling out, band work, and I'll do some jump rope for about 2-3 minutes when I can. And then from there, I do a little bit of meditation. Meditation is something that helps me out a lot because, usually outer thoughts like to come in right before the game where you get nervous or, something like that. So meditation just calms me down a little bit. It's very helpful. My dream is, if professional basketball works out for me, that's something I'd be interested in doing. But my dream is just to, leave a legacy. In whatever way, in high school, in the pros, in college. I just want to leave my legacy where when people look back on it, they know me for who I am and they can, appreciate the player and more importantly, the person I was. So as long as that happens, that's my ultimate goal. So that little kids can look up to me and hopefully I could be signing autographs or something like that because I've been there and hopefully, they understand my life story and it inspires them. So just being inspiration for other people is a big goal of mine.